So, 4 different winners from 4 different senior Rotax heats. Can we make it 5 in a row? Well, let's find out with Heat 5. Groups A versus D. It's race 12 out of 25 today. Here's your starting grid. So on pole position, it's the pole sitter from yesterday's time qualifying, Jaden Thien. Alongside him will be Sean Butcher from the UK. It's the UK and Belgium on row 2 with Lachlan Robinson and Vic Stevens. Matthew Higgins and Archie Walker make it an all-British row number 3 with Mario Sidler and Nolan Lamare representing Switzerland and France on row 4. It's the UK and Israel completing the top 10 with Katie McQueen and Jan Pinto. And it's Maxence Bouvier, Frederik Zevis Christensen, William Houtstrand, Montego Maassen, Andrei Petrovic, Matisse Carnijak, Vincent van Kerkhoffen, Kamal Mrad, Sam Bergstein and Daniel Halsworth from Austria running out the top 20. And running out the 31 strong grid, it will be Rashid Ghanem, Sverre Ubben, Miro Halika, Scott Westhovens, Jaden Pope, Puck Gubbles, Alexander Savinkov, Yarin Schultz, Magic Hamera, Frederick Demant, and then we've also got, last but by certainly no means least, Marco Trittenpreis from Austria. So the drivers now on their formation lap ahead of 10 minutes, plus 1 lap of racing. So far, the winners have been Kai Hunter, Tommy van der Struijs, Matthew Higgins and Kai Rillerts. Those are your 4 winners so far today for senior Rotax. Now the drivers will be making their way through the final corner. Your top 10 will be, well, it'll be the front row, Jaden Thien and Sean Butcher. And always the inside line heading into turns 1 and 2. That side of the grid has an advantage. But despite having that advantage, it doesn't always pan out that way. And look how close the field are as they now start to gather speed. They split. They head into the tram lines. Revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? Senior Rotax Heat 5 is a go. And a good start by Sean Butcher. Absolutely launched it off the start and got through around the outside of Jaden Thien to take the race lead into turns 1 and 2. Lachlan Robinson is squabbling for real estate. He's now in 4th position as that is the steering broken on the right front of Andrei Petrovic from Serbia. His heat is done and dusted. There's also somebody off. And that was off of the exit of turn number 6, and you can see the frustration with Andrei Petrovic on that particular occasion. There is one driver at the back end of the field. And I'll try and pick them up very, very shortly who that was. It might have been one of the drivers from France, not 100% sure. Could have been Maxence Bouvier or Matisse Carnijak. But at the moment, it is Sean Butcher who got the jump on Jaden Thien on the start, and now Thien is starting to respond. 3rd place, Vic Stevens. 4th place, Lachlan Robinson. Archie Walker rounds out the top 5, followed by Matthew Higgins, Nolan Lemare, Katie McQueen now up into 8th, ahead of Frederik Zevis Christensen, and Jan Pinto from Israel rounds out the top 10. Marco Trittenpreis I've seen has dropped down to the bottom of the order as the 320. That was Rashid Ghanem, a little wide coming out of turn number 6. But look at the scrap at the front of the field. Top 4, line astern pretty much. Butcher leads it. Thien in 2nd, Stevens in 3rd. Lachlan Robinson rounds out the top 4. A little bit further back. Nolan Lemare going side by side with Archie Walker down into turn number 10. But Jaden Thien takes the lead off of Sean Butcher through turn 10. That is the 912 of Marco Trittenpreis. And now Lachlan Robinson is strategically staying behind the 3 in front because if he gets an opportunity, he's going to take it without hesitation. Into turns 1 and 2 again. Now Vic Stevens up the inside of Sean Butcher. Butcher runs wide. Robinson through to 3rd. Higgins now right up the back bumper of the 301 from London. And Robinson now trying to put the frighteners on Vic Stevens. Robinson's got to do something very, very quickly if he wants to try and catch Jaden Thien. Doesn't want to leave it too late. On this particular occasion, he holds fire. Discretion is the better part of valor, especially going into the braking zone at turn number 7. So Andrej Petrovic, unfortunately, out of the race with broken front right steering. Jaden Teen is now starting to extend the lead. There has been a change just behind. Must be one of the RS competition carts. Might have been either Caden McQueen or Fredrik Zebis Christensen that might have just gotten past Nolan Lemarais. So across the line, we complete lap number 3. It's Teen leading by nearly 7 tenths. Head of Stevens, Robinson, Butcher, Higgins, Walker, Zebis Christensen, who was the one that got past Lemarais. And then Maxence Bouvier gets past on Caden McQueen as he rounds out the top 10. But there's a change. Vic Stevens loses out to both the KR Sport Giro of Robinson and Butcher. And now the floodgates have opened quite clearly. And that means that you've also had Matthew Higgins and Archie Walker get through on the 369 from Dams Racing. Fredrik Zebis now looks up the inside through turn number 10. Marco Trettenpreis gesticulating in the pit lane. And now Archie Walker slides up the inside of Matthew Higgins through the final corner. Great work there by the 391 from KR Sport, a little bit further behind. Looks like Kamal Murad has definitely got the bit between the teeth. And now it's all kicking off in front of him because Archie Walker has lost out to Matthew Higgins and Fredrik Zebis Christensen. Right behind him, that's Vic Stevens up the inside through turn number 6. That's going to open the door for the 906 of Maxence Bouvier. And there's a little rubbing of sidewalls between Stevens and Walker going down the Europalan. There's Kamal Murad from Australia. Caden McQueen is not too far behind either. But Jaden Teen has a lead of 8 tenths of a second. But keep your eyes on the pair behind him. Robinson and Butcher will pull each other along. Good friends on the track, good friends off the track. You get those two together, that is a combination that you cannot keep your eyes off of. When they start working together, just watch what happens. Robinson will now let Butcher pass. That's a sign of good teamwork. 5 minutes and 10 seconds still to go. So on that occasion, Butcher now might have the pace advantage in comparison with Robinson. But Butcher has carried a good amount of form coming through into this round after winning the B&L Karting Series opener last weekend. Four minutes and 22 seconds on the timer remaining, plus an additional lap. Fredrik Zebis Christensen looking to try and get past Matty Higgins. As all, that is the 909. That is Magic Hamera. He will now be retiring from the race. We've also had Frederick de Munt also retire. Got a massive train behind what looks to be possibly Nolan Lemarais. He's currently 8th at the moment. He's just been passed by Kamal Murad as someone was 2 wheels on the grass coming down the back straightaway. But look at what I said earlier on is that Butcher now has closed in on Jaden Teen. And at the moment, Butcher has yet to win a race. Neither has Jaden Teen. Neither has Lachlan Robinson. 3.5 minutes to go. Still all to play for. Butcher is now that close. He can sense an opportunity. He won't take it through turn number 6. Down the Europalan, he'll just let Jaden Teen drag him along. Robinson will get the double toe from the 2 in front, through into turn number 8. With 2 minutes and 58 seconds on the timer remaining. How many total drivers are there this weekend? 201 drivers from 30 different nations. And now you can see that with regards to Jaden Teen starting to defend, Butcher is waiting. Robinson goes to the outside through into turn 12. Matthew Higgins is now there. So is Maxence. And now Butcher looked for the lead into turns 1 and 2. Switch to the inside of Jaden Teen. Jaden Teen anticipated it nicely. Counter-attacked, as he should do. He's entitled to do so because he's got the racing line advantage. But look at that, line of 6. And now Butcher opens the door easily. Jaden Teen could find that Lachlan Robinson might be going towards his inside. For a brief moment he was. Through into turn number 7. Robinson now starting to defend against Matthew Higgins. Maxence Bouvier and Frederick Zevis Christensen running out the top 6. Butcher leading the way with a minute and 40 on the clock to go. Plus an additional lap. Top 6 this time, covered by 9/10 of a second as Higgins again. Oh, nice lunge. Very late lunge, but well done there by Lachlan Robinson to make it now 2 KR Sport Carts leading the way. Butcher leading the way, Robinson in second. Jaden Teen holding on to third for the minute, but will Matthew Higgins pull the trigger? He might do very, very shortly, depending on how much time there is left on the counter. A minute and 12 seconds still remain, plus an additional lap. Now Higgins looks for the move. Oh, that was very late, but he dived perfectly. Oh, and Teen just rubs sidewalls with Maxence Bouvier coming into turn number 11. And now Teen realises, I'm not going to get first, I'm not going to get into the top 3, I've got to fight for fourth now. Penultimate lap underway. Butcher has the lead of just under 7.5 tenths ahead of Robinson. Matthew Higgins now in third place. Jaden Teen drops to fourth. Maxence Bouvier. And look, there is a train following them along, because behind Frederick Zevis Christensen, there is Kamal Murad from Australia with GKS. And there's the likes of Nolan Lemeray, Vic Stevens, and Caden McQueen rounding out the top 10. And a little bit of a close call between Sverre Ubben and Sam Bergstein. They're battling away over 16th position. And now Kamal Murad looking for possibly higher than a top 7 finish. I thought that was very close between Maxence Bouvier and Jaden Teen, but the last lap board will be out this time. Sean Butcher now has a comfortable lead at this moment. Last lap underway. So still a KR Sport 1-2. As Butcher and Robinson just over 0.74 of a second adrift of each other, but it was that opportunity that Sean Butcher needed to get past Jaden Teen to get through. But the battle for second is really heated up because Matthew Higgins slungshot past Lachlan Robinson. Robinson going through into turn number 7. Robinson was slightly sideways going into the approach into turn number 8. But Butcher is just a couple of corners away, but it's the train behind for second position, led by Lachlan Robinson. But Sean Butcher is going to make it 5 different winners from 5 different races. And that's it, job done for the London-based driver. But Robinson is going to hold on for second by a whisker. 57 thousandths in it. Matthew Higgins takes P3. Jaden Teen in 4th. Maxence Bouvier. Frederick Zevis Christensen rounds out the top 6 ahead of Vic Stevens. Kamal Murad, Nolan Lemeray, Caden McQueen completes the top 10. Archie Walker, Montego Marson, Mario Sidler, Vincent van Kerkhoffen, Sverre Ubben, Jan Pinto, Sam Bergstein, Rashid Ghanem, Jaden Pope and William Hogstrand ran out the top 20. Miro Halika, Alexander Savinkov, Scott Westhovens, Matisse Karnijak, Daniel Houseworth, Puck Gubbles and Janin Schultz complete the running order, with Magic Camara retiring with technical dramas on lap 4. Frederick Demant and Marco Drittenprice rounding out the top 30. And unfortunately, on the opening lap, we lost Andrei Petrovic. So, halfway through the seniors at this point, 4 races already completed with 4 different winners, as the drivers would be anticipating. And it was the start from Sean Butcher that set the tone for the race itself, because he got a better launch off the line ahead of Jaden Teen, who might have just slightly bogged down. Vic Stevens was round the outside, so was Archie Walker. Lachlan Robinson rounded out the top 3, but with quite a few drivers trying to get through. Andrei Petrovic was an early casualty due to broken steering, as we found that one of the drivers from France, I think it was the 917 or Marco Trunkenpreis, there was Andrei Petrovic with the right front, quite literally askew from the actual steering on the kart itself, and that ended his race early. Jaden Thiem would then mount a counter-offensive on Sean Butcher to retake the race lead early doors, as Vic Stevens and Lachlan Robinson were interlocked into battle. Marco Trunkenpreis would have technical dramas. There was a spark plug being changed on the engine at that point whilst he was in the pit lane. Also, drivers, that was a drama there for Frederick Demant, who was looking at the right-hand side, but at the front of the field. The duo from KR Sport, Lachlan Robinson and Sean Butcher, would manage to get past Vic Stevens, with Matthew Higgins nearly having a clatter of side pods with the Belgian. And there was also the returning Marco Trunkenpreis, his race done and dusted. But the battle at the front of the field would start really heating up, as Archie Walker would go into battle with Matthew Higgins. The likes of Frederick Zevis Christensen and Caden McQueen also throwing their hands into the ring. Higgins would then later pass Archie Walker, and Frederick Zevis Christensen would also oblige as they battled their way through turns 3 and 4. Magic Chimera retired on lap number 4, with a technical drama meaning he was pushing his car down the entrance to the grid. Even further battles up and down the order, as the 396 from KR Sport would also be battling away with a few other drivers at the back end of the grid. But it was 6 drivers line astern at one point were covered by about 7/10 of a second, and that was the point when Sean Butcher managed to get through on Jaden Teen. Lachlan Robinson was also trying to find his way through, but Butcher would command an emphatic race victory, becoming the 5th different winner from 5 different races.